back to Ill Blur Matic. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, returning subscribers. Thank you so much for returning. I do appreciate it. And welcome to the channel, new subscribers. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting. Let's get right into this. The story time of my first teacher crush. Oh my God, man. Taking it back. First teacher crush during my 4th grade year. So I remember the first day. So let's talk about the first day. So the first day, our principal came towards the end of the day, and she had some news for us. I thought originally I was supposed to be taking Spanish. I went to like a charter school at the time, by the way. And she confirms that, well, we have someone else who's going to teach another language to you guys. And I was shocked. I was like, what? We learning Japanese? Like, yo, I was just like, this is cool, man. Like, I was already into like Japanese type of stuff, like anime and stuff. So I was like, man, this is cool. Now I'm getting a chance to learn about the language, you know what I'm saying? Not just the art medium. It was cool. You know, that was the first day. She mentioned it. She said, when you come in tomorrow, guys, you will have a Japanese teacher. And I said, cool. I was like, man, that's, you know, people were like happy, you know what I'm saying? Some people wanted Spanish, but most of the people were interested in Japanese because it was weird, you know what I'm saying? Like, throughout school, I took Spanish most of the time, you know what I'm saying? Not something like Japanese. So let's get to day 2. Day 2, we come to class. Everyone's waiting to see who's our Japanese teacher going to be. And I mean, I was blown away. I was like, like, I literally was like, wow. Like, in the back of my mind, I was like, she's nice looking, man. Like, I was like, don't get me wrong. Some of my teachers were nice looking, okay? But I was just like, wow. And a sister at that, man, I was like, wow. She, you know what I'm saying? She carried herself very well. I remember my friend had to literally, like, hey, snap out of it. Because I just was like, wow, she's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? So the introduction came to the class. She introduced herself to her class. I think she was the youngest out of the teachers I had that year. She looked like she was like in her early 20s, like maybe 21, 22. You know what I'm saying? Maybe like 23, somewhere up in there. She tells us about the class, and, you know, we get a chance to introduce ourselves. You know, we say our actual American name, and she's like, oh, don't worry about it. You guys are going to learn your Japanese versions of your name. And I was like, wow, this is cool, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? She's kind of well soft-spoken. Seems like she had like a love for this actual, you know, Japanese and everything. And like I said, the first day was pretty cool, man. Like I said, we introduced ourselves to the class. I was a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie. Like, when it got to me, I was like, and she's like, you all right? I said, yeah, I'm all right. Like, man. And I remember my boy like, hey, man, crushing on her, aren't you? You're crushing on her. You're crushing on her. I'm like, yeah. He's like, hey, he's like, yeah, she is nice looking. I'm like, yeah. So that was day 2. So day 3 in that class, we start to learn about our Japanese names, also the Japanese greetings. Wish I still knew the Japanese greetings. But unfortunately, I really don't. I just know that we, you know, she had sent out a little packet. And it was like the greetings, like good afternoon, good morning, hi, hello, that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that day, she came to each and every one of us to, like, you know, to kind of explain what our names was in Japanese. I was like, that's when it was like, I was like, man, this is pretty cool. Like, I love, like, it was cool to getting to know the greetings and kind of the lettering. You know what I'm saying? But then to learn like your actual name and what it means. And it's funny because a lot of people are like, dang, that's your name in Japanese is cool. I remember when she came to my desk and she, you know, said, hey, you know, this is your name in Japanese. And like my name was pretty simple, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like super complicated because sometimes depending on your name, you know what I'm saying? Like in other languages, it's a little bit more complicated, but mine was Alonso. So like that is my actual Japanese name. Alonso, you probably kind of can figure that out. Is the American version of it pretty much. I was like, wow, this is cool and everything. That next week we had for her class, because this was like the middle of the week, I forgot to mention that. We learned about the numbers and also what is a family and all that stuff. And then the like literally that was the second week. That was fun too, because with Japanese, like the writing was really cool, like, you know what I'm saying, and also just how their numbering system was a lot different from an American numbering system, okay? So week 3 comes, I remember this week because this was the week when she eventually ends up, I don't know, maybe got quit or fired or something. What happened was my cousin came to pick me up that one day. He came to pick me up because we had like a half a day, and he was like, "Who is that?" And I was like, who are you talking about? I was looking it down, but I was like, dang, cuz no. Cuz like, who is that? That lady right there. And I'm like, oh, you talking about my Japanese teacher? He's like, she a sister? I'm like, yeah. And like, it was so funny because he was like, hey man, she's really nice looking. I'm like, yeah, I know. Talking to my older cousin about that was a little awkward, but at the same time, I was like, well, we agree on this. We agree on this, right? So then came the end of that week. So we reported to class. Everyone had their assignments for Japanese, and we found out that she was no longer a part of staff. I don't know officially what happened. A rumor was she quit. I don't know exactly why she quit. But she was a very, like I said, nice, well-spoken teacher. She had a nice educational background. Seemed like she had a love for the school. And then this is at the time where I transitioned back to Spanish. Like, it's funny, like the irony. I was like, oh, we not learning Spanish this time. Oh, we going back to Spanish now because she left, you know what I'm saying? But has that ever happened to you? Have you ever had a teacher crush? Like, I mean, like I said, she was pretty. Like, oh my God. I was just like, you tell me in the comments, guys, your boy Ill Blur Maddie. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming. Thanks for supporting. And until next time, guys, I'm out.